morning, boys and girls, friends, lovers, children of all ages. Are you enjoying the ducks on the river as much as I am? Oklahoma Community Watch, I wanted to show you the type of scenery that many in our Denver metro area get to enjoy in the morning, or maybe they're forced to enjoy as they move around the Denver metropolitan area. And I say this because as you get to see these ducks on the bike trail along the Platte River, you can see there's some bridges in the distance, a walking bridge, much like the one that I was near but not at, that was on fire the other day. It is such a nice landscape, and I had to let you all enjoy it for a minute. Because less than a half mile from here, in walking distance, quite honestly, there's a homeless sweep, and half a mile is walking distance for all of us. I know, you know. I'm going to show you. I'm going to have to mask up here in a minute. Remember when that was a crime to put a mask on? Now I just don't care anymore, but look at this beautiful scenery. It's such a nice landscape. Now, I'm gonna start my video today with a little bit of nature and some bias. I don't want people living here. I do not want this beautiful waterway to become somebody's semi-permanent home. We have such minimal amounts of these spaces available that they do need to be protected for all of our communities. Okay? I'm also going to preface my statement by saying that I don't want people living on the sidewalk. I don't want them forced to move into a space between the road and the sidewalk, or the sidewalk and the road. Well, let's go look at the ducks some more. They're beautiful. Just to enjoy that for a moment, huh? So I want these beautiful, serene places preserved so that all humans have a good mind capacity and enjoy them, right? What happens, see, is that when you're pushed out of neighborhoods and safe community areas, you end up moving to places like this, where you can just set yourself up in a little tent by the river, take a nap at night, sleep, because down here nobody can see you up there. These also look like animal runs to a degree if we had coyote or other such wildlife. Deer could run through here, or I could put up my tent and sleep for the night. Right, lay down on a cot, on a soft pad, wrap myself in a blanket, and unfortunately that causes residual effects like this. I don't have my garbage grabber on me, but I'm gonna grab some garbage. So the reason that park rangers and city officials, public health, don't want people living in these spaces is this. It's the water quality that gets impacted. And so, sorry, for my gimbal-less loser camera shakiness. Some of you may not like. So unfortunate that we end up with situations like this, because when you get moved around and pushed around, look at that, that's a nice little spot, but there still remains of the human condition here. And there it is. That's the line I was looking for. So this is a Denver police line. And the reason that we're out here today is because there's a police line here. This police line is here because there's a homeless sweep. And so when we come to a setting like this, what we now have is a zone. Good morning, James Jacobson. So we have yellow. We have murder crime scene line, and we have squad cars behind the fence. So this is the new tactics of the Denver Police Department. They literally threw up a barricade fence on a public road because all these people, hundreds of them, as I'm told, 100 are living in this space. In their cars on the side of the road, in their campers, in their tents, as it may be. Oh, and there's a peace officer. I wonder what kind of peace he's doing getting out of his car. Maybe he's gonna come and say hello to me. Would I consent to his communication? Should I? Or is it the fact that there's red crime scene tape up that I'm pointing out as to be a problem that he's now cleaning up? Maybe he's just tightening it. Looks like he's just tightening it. So I was alerted to this homeless sweep this morning by an old school friend of ours. I'm going to say her name on my video stream for the first time in over 12, maybe 18 months. Because you see, my friend had 300 plus hot dogs, food to feed over 100 people. And she was on her way to feed those people this morning at 7:30 this morning when she was denied access to their living area by this large group of peace officers. This is why we don't want them to get a guaranteed 3% raise in 2022, because this shouldn't be their role. We need to reallocate funds from the police into housing. $5 million, by the way, is the dollar amount that they're using right now for the 2019 calendar year, I believe it was, in fighting homelessness. Oh yes, I was saying, thank you, James Jacobson. Regan Benson, she's got a heart of like a mountain lion, I'm pretty sure. She'll bite you back That's a lesson that some people have learned. But she's got a big heart. So Freddie's showing news. James Jacobson, good morning, all of you. Jay Stevenson. These trails, you know them really well. Yeah, they do move up and down this, right? And it is a lot like in other places around the country. It's a beautiful landscape, a beautiful preserved space here in the city and county of Denver. People are living in the hardest hideaway spots. And when you get set up and you have a job and you're doing your things, you really just gotta do your shit, I guess, live life. But according to the Denver Police Department, that's not permitted. And that guy can't read. Or maybe the police just don't care. Oh, he does care. Good job, buddy. I like this guy. He's got zero fucks to give. Just ride right through the bike tape. No sense using the road. So the park rangers are here because this is the Parks District, right? This is vehicle SL329. That is a Chevy Colorado, obviously. Who would drive anything but a Colorado in Colorado? So I am parked at a distance of a couple blocks around all this crap. And so here's the deal. There's the fencing there. Easy access, right? These private businesses along the backside where the people are living, and the parks, which have a no dumping sign there, means that if you're living on this side, you can't poo, can't pee, you can't leave garbage behind because that's not right. It's kind of rude anyway. Don't litter. Let's see. Can you see anything? This is a private property full of trash, weeds and brambles, but this is the use of forces, manpower, labor, all that jazz. So I'm in the vicinity that I told Miss Benson I was gonna look for her. This guy's blasting some tunes, so I don't really think he's paying attention on our shit. They just getting and ripped. So see, there's bicyclists now. This is beautiful because the bicyclists are being told, like, you can't go this way. What the fuck? Are now showing up in multiple vehicles, telling people to bike around. Oh, there are now 2 park ranger vehicles on site. Let's see if we can get a word. Okay, we're gonna try this. Give me a second, folks. Morning, gentlemen. Good, how you doing today? Good. You handing out information to people there?
Yeah.
Could you tell me what's going on? What you got? What kind of information are you passing out? Well, what kind of information are you passing out?
Resources for people that ask for help.
Can I see some of that?
Sure.
Okay, so you got a Denver Shelters and Services, the homeless guide. Yeah, we've seen all these full places. You might recognize the day shelter support services, walk-up programs. I don't see any information on housing, though. Do you have any of that on you?
Information up there.
Up where?
We gave it all to the cops to hand out to people.
Do you really think that somebody with a gun is going to hand out information to people?
Sir, I don't know. We're just here to help. We're making sure things are going smoothly.
Okay, can I see the sheet? What do you got there? That Chatfield?
You can have a copy of every single
Cool,
thing.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Giving a Heart, Inglewood reference guide. Yeah, I just want to see what kind of information we're
You're more than welcome.
providing as services. Sorry there, folks. Yes, that is where I'm at, South Evans on Platte River. So, are these camping? Oh, these are campgrounds. So you're actually telling people where they can go camp.
We're giving resources.
That's a resource. You see that? That's a resource. Somebody take a picture, a screenshot of that. That's a new one. Those are the campgrounds that we're looking for. Inglewood, because we're on the edge of Inglewood. And the standard one. I'll let you have those back, sir. Somebody else might need them.
Hang on to if you'd like.
That's good.
Do you have any questions that I could answer out here?
Well,
I don't
so...
have a lot of information myself.
No, that's okay. You're a park ranger.
Yes.
So maybe you could talk to us about the impacts of human beings living in parks. What that does to the waterways, the natural resources that maybe you're entrusted to preserve.
I can only speak from my knowledge.
Yeah.
From my knowledge, pollution enters waterways, which affects the quality of the water. Creates a fire hazard with a lot of trash that piles up. It's a very big fire hazard. We've had a lot of fires happening lately, obviously.
Get some burrs on your arm.
Watch out for that. Thank you. They get everywhere.
They do.
That's all I can say. There are just a number of things that we have to be careful about. Anything else you'd like to know, you can always call 311 or talk to a supervisor.
Oh, of course. 311 is always very, very useful. They carry such a lack of knowledge of what's actually going on that it's uninspiring. Do you know roughly about how many people were living in this area?
I don't, because they don't come out very often.
They don't come out? Oh, they just stay down there.
Very often, but people come and go, as is the nature of the situation.
Yeah.
An accurate estimate, but I don't have a number for you.
Okay. Well, I was clearly told that there was over 100 people living in this zone because the person showing up to feed them this morning was denied access to provide breakfast.
I'm aware of that situation. Like I said, the city's handling most of this.
Right.
Park rangers just maintain parks. That's not park property.
Oh, that's a street.
That is true.
But the people were living in the park, right? Along the river?
The people are living in the RVs along that RV park down south, near the Inglewood and Denver border. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay, so there weren't people living along the stream, the riverbed.
We find people periodically.
Okay.
In the riverbed.
I was given the impression there was an encampment of people living along the river.
When they say along the river, I'm assuming they're referring to just
on the street.
That they're on the street.
Not in the riparian zone that is so necessary to protect.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. How you doing?
Good. You need to talk to somebody about what's going on?
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, if you'd like to provide some more information.
Our supervisor will come talk to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Are you aware whether or not there were people living in the riparian zone?
I'm not aware.
Not aware. Okay. So for those of you just joining us live here, we are off the Platte River Drive, off of Santa Fe, Platte River. It's a beautiful space here. These rangers Don't really know if anybody was living along the riparian zone, it seems, where the waterways, this area that we walked along earlier that is next to the water, where there's a lot of life. There's elevation changes to get from the water to the land. This riparian zone is definitely somewhere where we don't want people to live. And that's because wildlife lives here. The ducks live here. The fish live in this zone. And we want to protect that. And so to protect that, we need to make sure that we're not sweeping the people who don't have housing out of the neighborhoods where there's porta potties, where there's services and meals to provide, trash management, right? Because when you move them from one spot, they go to another. And the another spot that they go to is these areas, these roadways, these cul-de-sacs and dead ends where there's not a lot of traffic, there's not a lot of visibility, and there's also not a lot of services, right? We're not near a large homeless service provider here. We're near an area where nobody comes, where people can go to their jobs, they can stay out of harm's way, if you will, and just do their life. So allegedly at this time there's no information whether or not people were living in the riparian zone, but they're obviously living in their vehicles, their RV campers, their other such modes of housing that are on wheels that were driven out or pushed along. There's probably some in campers as well. Galapago, that's it. Santa Fe, Galapago is where I'm at, on the north end of this encampment cleanup enclosure. We'll move into a new area, but I said a supervisor was coming. I'm not sure if this is the supervisor, and we might as well take the opportunity to get all the public information officers to give us the information that they have, because that would be ridiculous not to accept the rest of it. What's interesting to me at this time, though, is that on this end of the facilities, I don't see garbage trash management. I don't see management services. One of y'all, the supervisor?
I am.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing today?
My name's Liza.
Liza, my name's Brian.
Brian.
Yes.
With a Y or an I?
With an I, actually.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You got it, buddy.
And I'm well. I heard about this sweep this morning, or cleanup, of the unhoused people who are residing on the streets. But what I was really curious about is whether there were people residing in the riparian zone.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think so.
Okay.
So, on the creek side, I don't think we have people there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so really it was about it was more about the street
right
side.
Away. Yeah, it's the right
away
side.
the right away housing.
Not the greenway.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good. That's good. Yeah, no, it does. And again, I was trying to examine what the impacts of that are, because I know as a water trained science, student.
Oh yeah, you know impacts to water.
I know the impacts of the waterways, and so as we look at housing and the crisis of
Right.
structured living in our societies today, we're looking at waste and trash and service management that's not necessarily provided in riparian zones, but that'll negatively impact things.
Right.
And also how if people aren't living near the services, they end up in less visible locations.
I mean, it's sort of it's like good and bad, because it's like there's access to nature, right? It's like access to green space, and that's healthy in and of itself.
Yes, it absolutely is. I'd love to wake up with the ducks every morning.
Yeah, but you're right. They're not near services. So we have tons of MHCD folks. So mental health.
Yes, I'm familiar with who they are.
So we have Antonio and all those people out there helping, and then
is that the Star Crew?
No, it's additional.
It's additional.
It's addition to Star. So
Okay, so this is a big encampment.
It is.
I heard there was well over 100 people here this morning.
No.
Residing.
No.
Not quite.
The person that I talked to brought over 300 hot dogs because they told me there was over 100 people residing. They were bringing a meal, and they caught the sweep.
I think that there were at some point as many as 100 people, but we've been doing outreach for 3 weeks, telling people that this is coming.
Okay.
So I think the estimate was 40 or 50 this morning.
Okay, so you say you've been doing outreach for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Does that mean that there have been 7 or 48-day notices posted in this area?
Oh, I'm going to refer you to DDPHE on that one. I believe this is a closure under
DDPHE.
Health and Environment. I believe
But 7-day notices are by any department that intends to move people along.
that's why
That's a federal thing,
Okay.
not specific
Okay.
to the Department of Public
Do you
Health.
want me to refer you to DDPHE or I think that there was an imminent fire danger, and that's why the closure happened.
So is the imminent fire danger something that was determined by the park district?
No. We're here to help.
Well, what I'm trying to figure out, no, because fire dangers would be an issue for park rangers.
Yeah. No, not on fire for the fire department.
Okay.
All right, so it was really nice to
That's what I'm trying to clarify.
Yeah, health and fire.
So it was not a park issue for fires or riparian zone living that this is occurring, but you are participating in 3 weeks of outreach,
No, there was 3 weeks of outreach by the city.
not by park
Not
rangers.
necessarily, but we care, trying to help.
I'm not saying that you don't care. I'm trying to figure out where the money is being utilized to sweep and move people. And if your staff are handing out brochures for offering services today, then it's my calculated assumption and quick looking at things that they have probably been doing it for more than today. And so what I'm trying to figure out is...
Brian, we patrol the Greenway every day.
So you do patrol the Greenway on a daily basis.
The other side every day.
And I'm not mad about that, right?
No.
That's part of that. Yeah. So as part of that patrolling, your people are handing out flyers for services available. When they come into people that are unhoused or maybe appear to be camping in a way that would not apply to code?
We do try to connect people to services.
Yeah.
In a number of different ways.
Okay.
Whether it's brochures or just talking to people or making the phone call.
And again, I'm not mad at it. What I'm trying to do is calculate the cost of what we could be housing people and building structures versus the...
We threw some stuff together this morning when we were asked to assist so that we could be more useful.
So was that the health department or the park district? Or the police department that looked for... Health and fire.
Health and fire.
Okay, so public safety pulled you in, because health definitely or fire pulls into.
In Denver, we all work together. Like we know these folks because we do patrol every day and we care.
Again, I'm not mad. I'm just trying to figure out all the things that we need to take care of. Trust me, if I was mad, it would not be this nice of a conversation. I could be a real asshole.
No, not to me.
No, I could be an asshole to anybody that triggers me.
Not to me.
But I'm being in a nice conversation.
It was really nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. Have a good day. So as we're learning, folks, multi-jurisdictional, multi-use of resources. When we look at the cost of homeless sweeps, Park District is called in to assist. That's manpower, that's badged personnel. Oh, I should ask for those. Because we have SL 329 and 365. I just real quick, so I can leave all these things. Can I get all your badge numbers and names, please, for the record?
Yeah, my name is Hunholtz, and my badge number is 1.
Okay.
Rob.
1. Oh, you're the big dog. I like that. Okay.
12.
Armstrong 12.
Carrie 19.
Carrie 19.
Patrick 43.
Patrick 43. Thank
Nice
you
to
very
meet
much.
you, Brian.
Have a great day. Nice to meet you as well. And so remember that park rangers are a methodology of reallocating money from police departments to less violent services. That's one of the reasons that we support rangers, is that they're not supposed to be as violent, menacing as police officers. Their duties fall into a different... Sir Frank Sturgill, that we're looking for is where are the posted signs? And obviously, while there was outreach, we can zoom in on this one to show that those are metal signs that are permanently there. We can see some fencing that's there with notices on it. So those are the notices right there. But when do they put up fencing to block off a public road? And was there a cop here the whole time? For the last day or two, while that 7 or 48 hour notice, which we cannot see, was put up there? I really want to get to that. So I think I'm just going to come and try to reach out to this cop and see if I can flag him down. Because he's at a safe distance, right? It's like, the line. I just want to get the 48 or 7-day notice on the sign. We need a legal record.
What's that?
I just need of the signage.
That's fine.
So this is a placard date of 7/15. Of course, 15th. So this is a order to comply, access restricted by the fire department. The fire prevention division of the fire department has found that the area defined below presents significant life safety risk created by multiple violations of the fire code, hazardous conditions associated with combustible and flammable materials being located or used next to other combustibles, propane tanks stored with combustible piles, large piles of combustibles, open flame fires, electrical hazards, gasoline storage and use, trash accumulation, and hazardous materials. The conditions require immediate compliance for the purposes of cleaning and abatement. The area means the public rights of way, including adjoining greenways and unpaved road shoulders in the area generally bounded by South Platte River Drive from West Harvard to the north and 2900 South Platte River Drive to the south. Access restricted means the area shall remain unencumbered and unoccupied for any purpose other than temporarily passing through on public right of way to access business in order to conduct official business or to access your place of employment. This order is effective until written release is documented and placard removed by a representative of the Fire Prevention Division of the Denver Fire Department. This order is issued under the authority of Article 2, Chapter 10, DRMC, September 15th, 2020. It's unlawful to remove it. Now we have a secondary one, access restricted by the Public Health Department. And of course, you can contact them, PHI comments at denvergov.org. And that's the Public Health and Environment Investigations Division. They're also putting a placard up here that the executive director of the public health environment has found the area defined below presents public and environmental health risks due to unsafe conditions associated with pest activity, harborage conditions, human waste, trash accumulation, and hazardous materials. The area shall remain temporarily access restricted for the purposes of cleaning and abatement. The area means the public right-of-ways, including adjoining greenways and unpaved road shoulders on both sides of the street in the area generally bounded by the South Platte River Drive from Harvard to 2900 South Platte River Drive to the south. Access restricted means the area shall remain unencumbered and unoccupied for any purpose except for passing through on public rights of way. Otherwise, the areas posted are temporarily restricted until further notice and only accessible for municipal employees and their designees for purposes of assessment, cleaning, and abatement. Effective until written release is documented. Here's the 9/15/2020, the investigator MW. Not even a name, right? This is RL. See, that's a signature more so. So these are the abatement, the progress notices. These are not 48-hour notices. These are not 7-day notices. These are immediate removal notices. And the public right-of-way here should be this roadway, this sidewalk to travel through. So as you can see, there are 6 layers deep. Yes, sir. Yeah. Understanding that I've read the sign and this is the public right-of-way, your fence should be the area abated so that people can actually travel around this road and sidewalk here.
I'm just going to ask you
as a public area. Mr. Arnold, G.E. Arnold, 9717. I appreciate the way your uniform is put together today. Looks like you actually showed up to do a good job. Exactly. So I'm still in this vicinity. I'm hoping that my friend may appear. As you can see, semis here. This guy is trying to drive. He's got a full ass semi here, trying to back up, trying to get out of this predicament. Because the road's closed. If that down there, but open for business, and this guy with business should be able to get through. See what I'm saying? So that's that. Cannot really too much other than this. I do not see my with all of their food. But this is a beautiful area of the city. It's a beautiful neighborhood, a great place to be. Along the park. I would love to live here. Of course, I live along the park. I love to live there. Of course, if you really want to know, that's what a fire danger looks like, right? But it's in somebody's backyard, so it's okay, because there's metal and copper blinds. Wow, I haven't seen copper blinds in forever. So that's a scrap pile over there. That's a trash pile over there, right? I mean, that is literally a fire danger right there. And so, as much as there are we must be on the back end of it, because 3 weeks, but a 24-hour, not even a 24-hour posting. This is what's ridiculous. They gotta find a way around the rules and regulations. That's what tickles me. It tickles me with fire. Pisses me the fuck off, quite honestly. Because we got this beautiful area here. And people should be able to enjoy it. And they do. But if you're going to move people over and over and over again, it just doesn't work. So my friend, well, associate, I don't know what to call her. We're friends, and then some stupid shit went down. Oh. They came down here to feed a whole bunch of people. And Yeah, situations for the unhoused members of our community, they really do suck. No, you're good. Okay. Thank you. So we're gonna go see what we can see on the other side. So got other stuff to do. I go to work. We'll come in to see what we can see in the other areas over here. And just to show you how stupid all this shit is. So again, they fenced off, except for the businesses. All this way, there's a guy on a bike down there. So I guess a whole bunch of people were living back here. Oh yeah, there you go. There's the RV encampment. So they're gonna harass that guy who's moving his shit through on his bike. He can't be there. Well, Carol, I don't know what we'd do without me. Probably let somebody else do it. Ignore it. I don't know. So there's the garbage truck. Evidence that they were here with a garbage truck is now to be had. There it is. So they are definitely hauling shit away in abatement. And you can see down there in the distance all the motorhomes and so that's where the people are living along the roadways here, having propane cookouts, taking care of their stuff, and living their lives. Can't do it here. So they actually put together some campgrounds information for the people. Well, this is a whole driving road. This is a public access road for business. And if you have business here, you can come down. But if you don't have business, you can't. So that's where we're at today. And of course, I'm being observed by the Denver police, who seem to have some kind of broken bumper on their vehicle, on their front bumper. Can you see that? I want to go out and record that for a second, because that's hilarious to me. So this vehicle has been used in some heavy action. As you can see, the bumper guards are disproportionately placed, and that vehicle, that the front of that vehicle has rammed somebody. The front bumper roll cage. See how that one's set up there, right? Look at how that one's just beat the fuck up. Hilarious. Yeah. Make him feel uncomfortable. Always. Just film him. So there's another car just driving through. That's weird. So people are able to get through if they have business, but just not down to the RVs, or if your business is to videotape, obviously. So as you can see, another thing I want to show you all, these barricades, right? These are put up as signs that say no parking here. This is so that people would use this parking lot to live in it. That's the reality of that. And so that you can see, yeah, this is roughly the Bear Creek area. It's actually 2900 Platte River Drive. So there's a little camper back there along the side. Right, somebody's got a little RV. That's what they're cleaning up. All these little places that people have found to tuck themselves away. And if you were in the country in the middle of nowhere, nobody would probably care about it. But here in this big warehouse district, it's a big deal. Good morning. Because people don't want people living where they work. Edward Stainslow. I think the bigger issue here is whether or not all the people that don't get asked to be brought around, don't ask to get kicked out, don't ask to get sick, if there's adequate total housing. I couldn't put 5,000 people in my backyard. I wouldn't want to. The sewage rate, those 5,000 people, would be something that I couldn't financially afford. Do I provide food? Do I provide services? Do I provide a shower or a place to sleep from time to time? Yeah, you better believe I do. But what we don't do right now is have a place for 5,000 people to live. So we're gonna just do the last loop around here, and then I'm gonna go to work. Okay, the reality is that when you push people out of the streets and the housing service industry, the social services that are being functionally provided, you push people into other places, right? Along the rivers, along the creeks, along the warehouse districts, in the backs of dirty, noisy areas. People don't necessarily want to live there anyway, right? But they're here because they got nowhere else to go. So we'll see. These are all private properties. This is all business districts, right? And you want to talk about risk to fire. There's a bunch of pallets just hanging out. This looks like a water treatment plant on the backside there. Lots of pallets. The dumpster's full of pallets. If you're a pallet person, you should come to 2879 South Santa Fe and look at all the pallets that are just available over here at the appliance factory in the dumpster. Crazy place for them to be. That's a fire at risk. Right? So we're gonna come around on Dartmouth, see what we can see, and we're gonna go cold calling in the area, find some businesses to hunt up, find some places to distribute some masks to. There's definitely a wastewater treatment area on my right hand side. And if you see over on the right, that's a trailer park. Right? That's a trailer park over there. People live in small, tiny homes to begin with. RVs backed up there. So this is already a difficult area to convene in. So we'll pull in here on the pan. Oh yeah, that's the wastewater treatment around the backside. We're gonna go another block over. But as I flip this, I want you to see something else. And if you think this doesn't happen everywhere, this housing style of RV living, then on this private property where there's an RV just tucked away there with all its shades closed and a trailer attached to it, right, and a truck in front of it, like that, that's somebody living in the parking lot. And so it's more common than you think. Somebody gets a job at a company and they move in. So let's come on the, oh, there's a road closed sign. Because they are literally closing the road. So let's go interview him. Wow, that's a SWAT roller right there. So this looks like a coordinated effort, and the Denver Police Department. Body cameras are on. Good job. Morning, gentlemen. How we doing today?
Good. So you can step out the roadway just to get the car too?
Yeah. I'm gonna stand over here.
No problem.
So now we've got more Inglewood police showing up. So again, what I understand is, good job, Denver police, for having a body camera on. Inglewood hasn't figured that one out yet. But good news is there's a lawsuit settlement that says that they're all going to have body cameras on within 18 months. Can I get your badge number, Mr. McCain?
What's that?
Your badge number, please, sir.
87-4.
Gotcha. Is there any reason you're not equipped with a body camera this morning? No. Not a reason. You don't have one. Okay. I see some of your fellow officers have them. So yeah, oh, how cute. They've ensured that they Get all the way to the river this morning. Extra plastic tape. Just to make sure that nobody goes around them. And their obvious scene of the incident here. So this is the Englewood-Denver line. And all down this road is where a whole bunch of people were living in their RVs. Nope, never. That was 2800 block Santa Fe. That 2789, something like that. Yeah. Pallets in the dumpster. So we're on Platte River Drive. They have literally shut down the road outside the wastewater treatment plant and have engaged what we understand to be in excess of 3 weeks moving people out of the area. So this is interesting because these guys have flagged. This guy here does not have a blue line flag on his thing. He has a flag on his thing. Interesting. Lapel pin. So mostly on the Denver side, it looks like, is where the no Trump. Actually, they are using FEMA money in Denver to house and create situations, but only FEMA money, not the portion excess of. So there comes out a big old trailer right now. Looks like they're pulling down and out. And it seems my physical presence has drawn more people to the scene. Cameras. So it's just another day. Standard operating business procedures. So we're going to stay till this vehicle leaves, see what's pulling it. And then we'll probably call it a feed, huh? I get a little twitch around the Englewood police. They haven't received the title defendant yet. Not giving him much room to get that thing through. Think they'd extend the cone a little bit. Make sure he didn't hit one. This guy's got a fleet vehicle with a corn combine trailer. Holy cow. That's the kind of thing they're moving out. That is absolutely the kind of thing they're moving out. So that's probably not what you would call a normal living situation. That giant vehicle over there with fleet plates on it, which just makes me chuckle. See if we can catch it again as it goes through. That was like a hay or other baling trailer with this tractor on it, truck pulling it. That is literally a farm trailer. And they are literally going to follow him. Driving or something. It's a messed up day. Is there a PIO on site by chance?
They're on the north side.
On the north side?
Yes.
Damn it, I was just over there.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, they probably moved while I was over here to not be able to have to see me. I know how these games of cat and mouse work.
It'll be the Denver Fire Department PIO if you're looking for it.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
All right, folks, seeing what it is. Another day, millions more being spent. Move along to where? Not here. Not along the Platte River Drive. I wanted to go fishing. Oh, that would have been fun. Let's do a turnout view here that allows us to all the police officers. We'll stop at the road. We're going to look both ways. On purpose, intentionally, to make sure that we're seen, following all regulations. We'll come to for a minimum of 3 seconds at the red light. The governor said you couldn't go fishing. That sucks, doesn't it? It's a beautiful Platte River. I mean, if you can't tell that, then I don't know what you're missing out on. No idea where Miss Regan went. Just try to give her a shot real quick. So all along here, right, this parking space is here. People just pull up and park their vehicles for the night and go to sleep, right? But then they move in the morning. That may or may not be more or less acceptable than somebody who is just dropping it down. So now that I found a place to pull up along the median, we can show you some more of what's going on here. So this is it. This is what we're looking at. Why they're out here moving people along. Because this is a crane in the river. Right, there are ducks and geese and birds and wildlife. And there's humans living in their RVs, in their tents. I mean, Inglewood's got their flipping little golf carts out here today. Right? And there's a porta potty here too. So this is how beautiful it is. There's a porta potty out there where all these people are living. But that's the RVs, that's the tents. Who wants to live like that? It's rough. I'd love to live like that with permission, but not if I'm going to get harassed all the time. Moved from spot to spot. Good job, Raz. Glad you went fishing anyway. Is there a half-wit in my feed? Hey, my INU V7 Avalon, Trumpet, Carefunk, Raz Illusion, Tony G. Just glad to have you all in here hanging out today. Bill Wonder. Yeah, this is my hour. I've done it, okay? I've covered it. Now I gotta go to work. Go to COMASKERAID.org to get a mask from Colorado Masquerade. You hit me at Venmo and Cash App. Cut the Plastic if you want to help support this kind of work. Jen Wow, thank you so much. Let's give you a last look at the for Joe Cool, who loves wildlife and the outdoors. All right, folks. Have a great day.